So my name is Roddy Hawkins. I was at Varndine College 1999 to 2001. These days I'm a lecturer in music at the University of Manchester, and in between times I've done undergraduate, master's degrees and a PhD programme, all in music. Prior to coming to Varndine College, I went to Varndine School just across the fields. As a kid, what I wanted to do when I grew up, I can't say I had really a very well-formed idea about what I wanted to be when I grew up. It was perhaps something involved with music, but not very clear to me. So when I was at Varndine College, I did music, politics and English literature. Although I've gone on to do a music degree and even work in music academia, it's actually politics was my favourite subject here, followed by English literature and then music last of all. My memories of Varndine College are primarily one of a kind of awakening, really, becoming an adult intellectually, political awareness, those kinds of things. Just a real kind of rich, vibrant environment. And overall, we're talking about a kind of intellectual and social kind of richness and awareness. In retrospect, I think that's an incredibly important part, because when you start hearing different opinions, different perspectives, those kinds of things, that is part of kind of becoming an independent learner and becoming an adult as well, I guess. What was I like at 16? Well, I'm probably not the best person to ask. I guess I was ambitious and perhaps also a little bit shy. And then at 16, you don't really know anything. My journey through Varndine was pretty smooth, to be honest, certainly academically. So after I left Varndine College, immediately I had a gap year. Lots of my friends were off doing art foundation courses in Brighton, and so part of the reason was I wanted to stick around and to be part of that social group. Another reason was that my first round of UCAS applications I'd applied to all the wrong places and for all the wrong courses, and so I withdrew that, had a bit of time to reflect and went again for more academic music programs, which in the end suited me better. So after my gap year I went on to do a BA in music at the University of Leeds, where I continued the interests I've developed at Varndine in composition and in conducting especially, and where I was actually able to build on my passion for politics, which I'd gained at Varndine through various different music history and music and culture courses. So after the undergraduate degree I went in to do a MASM in composition, which is a master's degree in composition, and following that I went into a musicology PhD. Musicology is, in my case, meant studying the British politics surrounding contemporary music in the 1970s and 80s. As a music academic, my job comprises teaching, research and various administrative things, and one of which has been involved in doing admissions work, undergraduate admissions. What motivates me? What's the next thing, I guess? I'm a bit of a restless character, so it's always the next project. At the moment, the next thing is going to be a project looking at contemporary music ensembles. There's very, very little research on these things, and yet they're an incredibly important part of how composers get their work out there and get recognised. 5 years from now, I hope to be still working in music research and teaching music. Hopefully I'll have a couple books out and be making some headway with the music ensembles project for sure.